Marvin Gaye, born Marvin Pence Gaye Jr. on April 2, 1939, was an iconic American singer, songwriter, and music producer. He was one of the most influential figures in the history of soul music and made significant contributions to R&B, funk, and pop genres. He grew up in a troubled household, experiencing a strained relationship with his father, Marvin Gaye Sr. Marvin's father, a devout minister, upheld strict religious values that often clashed with Marvin's artistic ambition. Marvin once said living with his father was like living with a king, an all-cruel, changeable, cruel, and all-powerful king. In the 60s, Marvin signed with the Motown record label, releasing several hits including Ain't No Mountain High Enough, which showcased Gaye's smooth vocal style and established him as a rising star. In the 70s, he released a series of successful albums, including What's Going On, a socially conscious masterpiece that tackled issues such as war, poverty, and the environment. Marvin would continue to produce hits throughout the 70s and 80s with songs like Let's Get It On, Mercy Mercy Me, and Sexual Healing. Yet beneath the surface of his musical achievements, Marvin grappled with inner demons. Alongside his artistic achievements, he faced challenges of drug addiction with chaotic relationships, to include numerous marriages and divorces. At 44 years old, Marvin embarked on a comeback tour in April of 1983 on the success of his hit, Sexual Healing. Initially, Marvin embarked on the tour with a positive outlook and in good health. However, as the weeks passed, his battle with substance abuse resurfaced. As the tour progressed, signs of paranoia became evident, and at one point Marvin was convinced someone was trying to poison him and constantly feared for his life. Following the conclusion of the tour, Marvin retreated to the LA residence he had purchased for his parents. On the second floor of the house, Marvin occupied a bedroom adjacent to his parents, who had been sleeping separately for the past decade. During the following 9 months, the atmosphere within the house became increasingly chaotic. Marvin's father, predominantly confined to his room, resorted to consuming vodka, constantly angered by the influx of drug dealers, friends, and groupies visiting the house throughout the days and nights. Meanwhile, Marvin, consumed with his addiction, also remained mostly in seclusion. On March 31st, Marvin's father erupted into a fit of anger, frantically searching the house for an insurance document he believed was misplaced by Marvin's mother, Alberta. The shouting continued into the evening, with Marvin Sr. eventually going to bed, waking up the morning of April 1st, 1984, still angered from the previous night. As time passes, his mounting frustration intertwines with the influence of alcohol, intensifies his anger. According to Alberta's account, Marvin Sr. stormed into the bedroom, where Alberta and her son sat on the bed, his voice filled with anger. Engrossed in the argument, Marvin confronted his father, forcefully pushing him out of the room. Marvin Sr. stumbled and fell on the floor in the hallway, while Marvin Gaye attacked his father, throwing punches and delivering kicks. After the altercation, Marvin Sr. regained his composure and quietly made his way back to his room. Within minutes, Marvin Sr. reappeared, gripping the .38 caliber handgun that, ironically, Marvin had previously given to him as a gift. It was during a time when Marvin's own paranoia had convinced him that an intruder might attempt to break into their home. Silently, without uttering a single word, Marvin Sr. aimed the gun and fired. The bullet pierced his son's heart. Moments later, he closed the distance between them and discharged a second round, hitting Marvin's left shoulder.
Down to your facility, ETA of about 10 minutes.
Upon the arrival of the paramedics, they refused to enter the premises until they spotted the presence of the handgun. Almost 20 minutes elapsed before the weapon was eventually found and discarded into the front yard. Tragically, Marvin Gaye was pronounced dead upon arrival at the hospital, just 1 day before his 45th birthday. Following the incident, Marvin Sr. was arrested and held at the jail on $100,000 bail, facing charges of first-degree murder. However, during the trial, his defense presented the argument that he had acted in self-defense, fearing for his own life during a physical altercation with his son. The court proceedings shed light onto the intricate dynamics of the relationship between Marvin Gaye and his father, unveiling years of tension and conflict. When asked if he loved his son, Marvin Gaye Sr. said, "Let's say I didn't dislike him." In the end, Marvin Gaye Sr. was convicted of voluntary manslaughter instead of first-degree murder. The court handed down a 6-year suspended sentence and 5 years of probation.
This is one of those terribly tragic cases in which a young life was snuffed out, and under the circumstances, it seems to be agreed by everybody, including the very able and experienced investigating officers in this case, that the young man who died tragically, provoked this incident, and it was all his fault.
His death was a devastating loss and sent shockwaves through the music industry and left a void in the hearts of millions of fans worldwide. Marvin Gaye's impact on popular music and his innovative approach to blending genres continue to inspire and influence artists to this day. His music remains timeless, capturing the complexities of human emotions and societal issues with a unique blend of soulfulness and artistry. Marvin Gaye's legacy as an icon and musical genius lives on, ensuring that his contributions to music will never be forgotten. This is the story of the life and tragic loss of the iconic musical genius, Marvin Gaye.